Alright, so the Husqvarna YTH2242 is back in the shop. This is a unit that I routinely maintain, and last time I actually had to fix something on it. I replaced the deck engagement cable, and you'll see a video of that on my channel. And this time the customer said he looked down while he was mowing grass and the belt was just shaking like crazy. So let me show you what I found. So I took the deck off of the Husqvarna, and well, I knew what the problem was before I took the deck off, but anyway, here's the deck, and let me show you what was going on. The customer said it was shaking really bad, and the problem is right here on this spindle. Let me set the camera down here. Alright, so that's not cool. Let me show you what's going on. I noticed right here there's a bolt missing, and then bring it around to the other side. And here, the bolt is there, but the washer worked itself right through the sheet metal. So we'll have to fabricate something there and put a big old washer on there. I'll flip it upside down. I'll show you what it looks like from the other side. All right, here we're looking at the underside of the deck, and you'll see right here, crack here and a crack there. So this spindle is shot, and the other spindle I looked at is in good shape, but I got a replacement, so let's get to putting that on. All right, so the first thing you want to do before you take this blade off is to flip it over and take the pulley off on the other side. So let me show you. Alright, we'll tap that off with a hammer. We can just work it off here. There we go. Now this might be a little bit stripped in here. It is. Hopefully I have an extra. What you want to do is hang on to this piece just in case you need it. The new spindles may or may not come with that. Alright, you want to hang on to the blade. And then we'll flip it back over again. Alright, so now we have a 1/2 inch socket. See, that piece broke off too. And that just snapped off. Oh, gonna have to. The piece underneath is broken and spinning in place, so we'll have to lock that in place to get this bolt off. But you'll see the rest of it's free. Alright, so we just got a vice grip, clamp that down. Hopefully they'll be strong enough to hold it. Nope. Go, busted her off. All right, so these spindles are readily available, Amazon, eBay, you know, lots of places on the internet, and you can get them pretty inexpensively, $20 or less, sometimes $30 or less. But I'll tell you what, one thing that I found out, if you be careful when you get the really inexpensive ones, the new spindle here, this particular brand is called H10, and I don't have any personal affiliation with them or anything. It's just a brand that I've used in the past, and they seem to be, you know, pretty good. But my point is this: these holes here on the really inexpensive ones are not threaded, and the instructions say that you can use an impact driver and you can make threads in there. But I have tried that, and sometimes that bolt will break before these threads are properly threaded. You could tap your own if you wanted to, but I tell you what, for an extra, oh, I don't know, $8, I think I paid for these from 810 that are already threaded. They're just going to save me the time, so I'd like to pay the extra money and save the time. Did I just say that? Yeah. So anyway, here it is. We're going to put the new one on. Alright, so this one over here, obviously, reamed right through the sheet metal, so I'm just going to get a big washer and put that on there. And we'll tighten these things down. And of course, I forgot to put this on there. So, we'll do that. Alright, let's get these things tightened. Alright, so the new spindle is in place. Now we'll put the blade and the pulley back on. Alright, so I got the new spindle on, and as I mentioned before, this washer that came off the other spindle did not come with this. So we're going to just drop that on there. And here's the kicker though. This is the pulley that came off the old one, and this is all chewed up inside. So that's really not going to work that well in there without... It's too loose, so I'm not comfortable with that, so I'm gonna have to get online or go down to my local shop and see if I can get a replacement. Alright, so we got the new parts in that I need. I got a new belt keeper here, and I got a new pulley. So first thing I'm gonna do is replace the belt keeper, and then we'll flip it over and put the blade on. Go. But this little spacer that I took off the previous spindle, I'll put that on there because it didn't come with this one, although this new spindle did come with a grease zerk, so I'll throw some grease in there. But this new pulley too, you'll see the teeth on the inner ring. You know, it's all intact. Looks good. So there we go. Now when you tighten this nut, because the teeth are fresh here, and you can hold this while you tighten this nut. And you don't gotta snug the heck out of it. But I am going to get an impact driver on there because it looks like this is a lock nut. So there we go. Throw some grease in there. And now we'll flip it over and put the blade back on. Alright, so I'm using a 5/8 socket, but I'm going to get a torque wrench on that thing. So what I do is I take a C-clamp and I clamp it to the side of the deck. As that tighten, it's going to go this direction. So about 50 psi, psi, yeah, 50 foot-pounds. This way. There we go. Now I'll put the thing back on the mower and back in business.